COVID thing. It's just really, really sad to see that this is going on and that we have to protest and we have to get these petitions up to feel like our voices are heard or to even get justice. I feel like why does 2 million people have to sign a petition to get justice for a person? It should
Exactly.
they should already have justice in general. It shouldn't take over 2 million of us to do that. But yeah, even with me graduating, I mean, it sucked. I didn't get to have a real graduation,
Yeah.
but I'm not worried about that. There's bigger issues in the world going on right now, but everything going on is just like really crazy to see.
Yeah. And I mean, you are the perfect example of, you've been in the spotlight since you were little. You've been in front of a camera, and it's almost like your whole entire life is almost on social media.
Yeah.
So how has it been, just seeing everything that's going on? And, I think a lot of times, like, we don't realize that we're exposed to like a lot of trauma, through social media because of, what started as, Trayvon Martin and Eric Garner and Sandra Bland, that this is something that our parents didn't have.
Right.
This is something that they never got to experience. So how has it been, with social media and really being delved into that realm?
Well, I would say one thing, I mean, there's negatives and pros on social media too, with everything going on, because some people have their negative opinion. But it's also great to see that we're all coming together and that we are trying to make a change. And that even though these petitions shouldn't be necessary to get justice for a person, that we're all still sticking together. So I think that's just amazing to see as well. But yeah, social media for me, I've been on it for a long time now, since I was 9. I'm 18. I just turned 18. But yeah,
Congrats.
thank you. But yeah, social media in general is just a really crazy thing. And it's crazy how like our parents didn't have it. But I like to look at it on the bright side of what we can do with it and how we can get our voices heard.
Yeah, so how important has it been for you to use social media and use your platform? Because as we know, Gen Z is on the front lines, they're protesting, they're organizing. So how important has been using your platform for you?
It's been really important to use my platform, on all the issues that are going on right now. I feel like I have, such a big platform that need to use it to get my voices heard, my voice heard, because I feel like some people might not fully be aware, and it just depends on like who you're following. So I know that I have a lot of younger fans. So even though they are younger than me, they can still get involved and use their voices. And it doesn't matter how many followers you have. So if I can just encourage someone to use their voice for good, their social media for good, spread awareness on issues, then I feel like I somewhat did my job.
Yeah, and so the pressures that come with that come with being that role model, how has it been dealing with it, and dealing with that big pressure of knowing that you have everybody who's looking up to you, who sees your platform, clearly you're using it for good, but how much is that pressure? Does it wear?
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of pressure because all eyes are on you 24/7, and you feel like you don't want to mess up, you don't want to make mistakes, even though people do make mistakes. So at times it can be a little bit tough because I only want to get a good message out. I only want to be, this positive, bubbly person that I am. But for the most part, I know who I am. I know that people do look up to me, and it also just doesn't feel like a job as well. Like it's not like, oh, I have to be perfect. I just am who I am on social media, and that's just me. And I think that's why a lot of people like me too. I just don't care. I'm carefree. But it is in the back of my mind, like, okay, like I do have to realize that there are millions of people looking at me, so I need to make the best decisions. But that's also the type of person I am to do that stuff. So it's not too much of a like, oh my gosh thing for me.
So did it take time for you to kind of adjust and be comfortable with yourself? Because I feel like I'm sure you're pushed out of your comfort zone all the time. So how was it really just establishing like, this is who I am, either take it or leave it? And I mean, you're also the clap back queen. So how did you gain all of that confidence, and any advice that you have for any of your followers?
Yeah, I would say, okay, so I gained my confidence from my mom because I was not a confident person. And sometimes, even till this day, I have my moments because that's who I was originally. I wouldn't say I was necessarily shy. I'm more shy now.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom just always taught me to, no matter what, if I have something to say, as long as it's not hurting someone or just nasty words, that you should be able to express your opinions and use your platform for good. So my mom kind of taught me that at a very young age. So that's kind of where I got my confidence from. And then just like with the clapbacks, it's not really anything that's like too much that's thought about. It's just like
Yeah.
what I say and what's in my head and what comes out my mouth right away. But yeah, I would say I learned all of my confidence from my mom, which I'm really grateful for.
Yeah. So, we're also part of the Essence family.
Hmm.
And so almost Essence is like Girls United's like older sister.
Right.
So do you have like, I know you mentioned your mom, who is a strong, beautiful Black woman. So do you have any other role models or anybody even in the industry that you look up to or you call for guidance or even check in on?
Yeah, just people that I look up to in general is like Ava DuVernay. I think she's amazing and doing wonderful things. Issa Rae, also Rihanna too, because she's just like a business mogul. She didn't just stick to one thing, which I
Yeah.
admire. And that's something that I want to be one day, someone that has many businesses and branches out. So those are definitely people that I do look up to. Just a lot of people in the film industry, directors, just I just love, some I haven't really gotten advice from them yet, but hopefully I will.
Mm-hmm.
But
You'll be there.
yeah, I'll be there one day. But yeah, those are just the list goes on and on, but I look up to a lot of people in the industry.
Yeah, and I mean Rihanna's saving the world right now. Like,
Yeah.
how can you believe like the fact that she is, like you said, a businesswoman, an
Hmm.
artist, a philanthropist, and it's almost like she's taking on all of these different things. So, is that something that you like aspire to be? I know you have your book out.
Yeah.
It seems like you have your hands everywhere.
Uh-huh. That's my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal, I don't want to, of course, I always want to be an actress, but I don't want to just
Mhm.
be labeled as just an actress. I want to do many things in life. So whether that's eventually doing a makeup line, maybe
Yeah.
another clothing line, because I did one before, just a business that I create from the ground up.
Yeah.
That's definitely something that I really want to do. And I know I will achieve it one day.
Mhm.
But yeah, I have so many goals just written down of just where I see myself in 5 years, what I want to do. But yeah, I love how, and I grew up listening to Rihanna too. So
Yeah.
it's just amazing to see her going from like this amazing singer to now just like actress, all of these things.
Mhm. So you've been at this for so long. How
Hmm.
do you stay grounded and practice self-care and really make sure that you're in touch with yourself and in the right headspace?
Yeah, it can be tough at times, but sometimes I just take time to myself. And even if that's talking to my friends on the phone, which I love to
Mhm.
FaceTime my friends. So sometimes we'll like play video games with each other or just like taking a road trip. Like I'm actually doing that this weekend with my family.
Ooh.
Yeah, so just doing little things like that to try to like escape like the whole
Mhm.
social media thing. Sometimes I'll just get off of my phone. I won't even look at social media. I won't post on Instagram because I feel like there's just a balance between
Yeah.
reality and your social media life. But yeah, that's kind of how I do my self-care. I just kind of disconnect from everything, might go to a friend's house, might watch some movies. It just honestly depends.
Yeah, so we're hearing also within the industry, within the entertainment industry, and especially given the recent killings of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd, how important has it been to have these, race conversations and make people okay with being uncomfortable in talking about race?
Yeah.
Um, how is that for you?
I feel like it's very important to speak about these issues because we have leaders who aren't actually talking about the importance of these problems
Yeah.
and why police brutality needs to stop, which is really sad. You would think someone as a leader would do that, but I just think it's really important. Even me, I'm making sure that I'm posting anything I see, any petitions to help people, even people who are falsely incarcerated, just like all these things. But it's like I said, it's just a really sad thing to see, and that we have to go to these measures to get justice and to see a change. But it's been crazy, even with all the protests. I think, what did they say? That this was like the biggest protest that they've ever seen around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is amazing that we all came together to do so. So I think that change is going to come, and I know that something positive will come out of all of this.
Yeah, and you said like how it's erupted really all over the world and just seeing all of that support. So how does it feel to see people who are protesting in London, in Brazil, in Tokyo? How
Yeah.
has it been to see that, and also knowing that I'm sure you've had a part in it of you having such a large platform, being able to broadcast this messaging? Is that something that you like ever think about, or you've ever been like, wow, like this is the real the real deal?
Yeah, like just to see people like all over the world doing this was just so crazy. But it just shows like how many people actually do support us.
Mhm.
Even just me.